Hello and welcome to VollGazzRacing Moto 3 here at Silverstone. Oh! Perfect start for Finley VTR. Josh and Howling dawdling on the racing line. So we have Sire Racing Marcel, who's a random blasting out of nowhere, and Cammy. So this should be interesting. I don't know who's at fault there, so I'm just going to give both warnings. So it's a pretty good Moto 3 session at the moment. Everyone's getting warnings. And Fadley, who is sponsored by McDonald's, according to his helmet, will start the opening lap and probably the only lap. But he'll be the only person to get a lap, I reckon. Because in real life, they just under 2 minute 20. So Fadley's done smart. He's done a smart game plan. He's gone out. He's got the. He's going to get 2 laps at it. Everyone else is going to get 1. May not get a slipstream, but I'm sure you'll benefit from not having one. To be honest, he's fast enough to do it. Going into Stoke Corner now. So Fadley now coming to the end of the lap, just 2 more or 3 more corners to go. The last corner isn't really a corner on these Moto 3 bikes. Fadley goes round the final corner and we'll get another lap at it. 2 minute 12. Who's next? Is it Howling? No, I don't know who's next. It's Finley who's gone on the. He's trying to take the old route with the chicane in it, and is down. Cabby crossed the line and goes pole, but that is it. And that's everyone's lap pretty much. Sire crosses the line, and he goes pole. Now here comes Josh. Josh crosses the line and goes 4th. So it's just Fadley now. So it's 2 red sectors, will be a third? It will be a third. So up to the final corner. Will Fadley put the Leopard Honda on pole position. And he didn't, so Sire is on pole, Fadley second, Cammy third, Josh fourth. Finley, Howley, Marcel to do it. All failed to just do a lap.
Hello everyone, we're joining you live.
Right, it's waiting on Marcel. Just waiting on Marcel. I don't know what's really taking that long for him. Well, if he doesn't ready up till past, we'll go at past. This race is going to be about 6 minutes long. Just how long this track is. Probably the longest sprint race of the season. That's if you actually know, because there's no red flag system in sprint races. Right, let's go. So here we go, we got Sire, Patronus, SRT, Honda. It sounds weird saying that when you think about it. On pole, Leopard Honda of Fadley in second and Cammy in third. And we are now away, and Cammy getting the best launch out of everyone. He's absolutely left him for dust. But it's, and also Finley with a slipstream goes round, goes up the inside. VTL's gone down, but it is Finley who leads the way as they head towards Maggots and Beckett. VTL's crashed twice. He must have crashed whilst the screams coming up as Sire forces Josh wide as they all go into the left of Chapel, and Fadley goes round the outside of Howling and goes into third place as we now start the slipstream train down the straight under the bridge. Finley's might have got a big enough gap here as it's nearly 4 abreast with all 4 Hondas into Stowe. Howling's forced to sit up, everyone goes wide. Well, not actually no. They managed to keep tightish line compared to what I believed was going to happen. And he comes just round the outside of Sire, which will turn into the inside, but Sire holds the gas on and defends the line, and has managed to fend off Josh as Cammy's been able to find his way past Finley. Unfortunately, I missed that. So we go into Abbey and Farm section. And the here rumble with Fadley, Sire looking for a way past him. He's through. That's pretty easy for him. And Sire's managed to find his way into second place as Fadley has gone down and Josh has been collected. Oh my god. And Marcel's found his way into fourth. I think he might have been caught up in action but managed to stay on. because his run has been heavily compromised, and Fadley's just going to go in the slipstream pull to the left, and he's going to go through on the inside surely. Yeah, he's through. Marcel's forced to sit up due to the speed that Fadley's going into the corner, and Finley now trying to get back in front of Saya. So Kami's away by 1.5 seconds, so the Division 1 Championship leader leads in Moto 3 as well. Oh, Saya on the gain on the curb there, and that's allowed Finley back in front. I think Kami might have made a mistake as well in Cops, as he's lost about half a second. Just now we're going to Maggots to Beckett's. Saya on the curbs, going all over the place. Now flick left and goes down the straight. Fadley's gone down again. These three are basically assured a podium finish. See Saya going about 230 kilometers now. He's in the slipstream of Finley. He's gaining and gaining, but he's too far. He's on the grass. Lucky he didn't have to brake there for any GP bike. That was destined to crash. And Josh has now found himself into 4th place. So we go into the braking zone in the Vale chicane. Finley's run a bit wide there into the left. That's probably where Kami got him, I'd imagine. Oh, he's got on the grass again. He's just about stayed on. And Saya is now going to get the run. Bit of slipstream. Can he make the move? Into here. He goes up the inside. And he's through. Will we see Finley anywhere? No, Finley's been forced to submit. As we now head into the 2 hairpins. Can Finley fight back? Saya's wide. So let's go turn to the outside to maybe try and do the undercut, even though with Moto 3 it's pretty hard to do since it's not much power in these bikes, only about 40 horsepower. So now I go down the straight. And into the final 3 corners of the circuit as we will start the final lap, as long laps are everywhere. Howling and Marcel having to take long laps on the last lap, it looks like. Finley holding the tight line, but Saya holds it round the outside, gets a better line as he can sit on the fat part of the tyre. Not there is much of a fat part on these Moto 3 tyres, but he can get on there and get a better drive. We start to find out, but Finley has got the drive. He goes up the inside and retakes Finley, and Saya has gone down at Cops, and that's going to allow Finley to be safe in 2nd place. Kami's pretty much a safe first. As we go to Josh in 4th place, pretty much safe. Howling in 5th is safe. Marcel in 6th is safe. Everyone's positions are pretty much going to be safe. Josh only 2.2 seconds behind. Sorry, 1.7 seconds behind Saya. So I must have lost a lot of time trying to remount on the bike at Cops. See Kami. He led from pretty much the start. He took the lead right here. So he's just got to bring it home now. As we go down the Sir Lewis Hamilton straight. Because we're saying that in the GP paddock. Going now into the end of the 3rd sector, coming up to the 2 hairpins of Village and the Loop. Have to think about that then. Going down the Wellington Straight for the final time. Through the final left. And Kami's going to win in his debut in Moto 3. He won in this fashion at Portimao a couple of weeks ago. He's going to win like this at Silverstone. Could this be an omen for when we go to Silverstone later in the season? So Kami wins. Finley is 2nd. Saya will finish in 3rd. Josh is 4th. Howling is 5th. And Fadley is 6th. Everyone's going to get to finish, I think. Just about. BTR will be last. And Marcel is 7th. VTR there in last place. So Cammy's your winner, Finley 2nd, Sire 3rd, Josh 4th, Howling 5th, Fadley 6th, Marcel 7th, and VTR in 8th. A bit of a switch off then. So I've got to. This is where things can go wrong, because the game doesn't work when this happens. It's very unfair. I don't know why he's taking a long time, but maybe he's just restarting his game. Well, I guess. I love it when the game does that. It's a really good. What is going on here? Right, so that's right, that's wrong. Right. Oh my god. Why does everything have to be so complicated? So, Sire's third. Josh, Howling, Fadley, Matt. Cammy, Finley, Sire, Josh, Howling, Fadley. Haha, Victor, you probably thought you got away with that. You have not. Bounce on. Right, let's go. That took way too long. We've still not got a wet race. Any sort of wet race in this.
Hello everyone, we're joining you live from
And it's
Silverstone.
cloudy.
Everything here is ready now for what should be another thrilling Moto3 race. Despite the clouds building up overhead, track conditions are good and the forecasts say that the risk of rain is pretty low.
Someone's gonna lag out, aren't they? Marcel. Oh well, he'll get 9th place. Right, so we've got to change tyres. Fortunately, with the Dunlops you can't actually tell what tyres are on, even though there's only 2 compounds of either hard or soft. And even with that, they haven't got anything to do with the tyre markings. Just waiting on Josh and Cammy. Right, let's go. Vamos. So just 4 laps. So this is going to be the shortest in terms of laps for the sprint race. Not sprint race, for the long race that we do. So here we go. And we are away. Cammy getting a fantastic start. Cammy, that wasn't Cammy, that was Finley. I don't know if he forgot to shift into first gear or something, or what. But he's had an awful start. And Josh and Howling are now side by side, trying to get second position aside, trying to find a way past VTR for 4th. VTR having a much better start than last time. VTR, look at, hang on, there's Sire. No, sorry, Howling on the inside of Josh. Josh trying to find a way back. Sire trying to find a way through. He's gone into second place. He goes round the outside of Howling. Howling goes to his path. Oh, he's gone down due to. Oh, that's. Mamma mia. So now we go down the straight. That was just really bad luck. That was woeful luck for Howling. So we go down the straight now into turn number 6. Sagan on the grass. Josh, statistically and historically in this class, race pace. As we now go into the braking zone of the Vale chicane, Saya's just forced VTR off the track. Whoa, and he has a big moment. I'm going to try and... Don't want to... Yes, okay, that's done right. And Saya's managed to get himself a long lap penalty already. So we go through the left, right, and through the left through farm corner, which is in real life probably the most deadly corner in the cold conditions. So it's a Leopard 2-3, a Honda 1-2-3-4. Saya goes and takes his long lap penalty, and VTR moves back up into 4th place. Matty's into 5th. So Matty was in the chat earlier, wanting to race. VTR's now got himself a long lap penalty. Matty's actually dropped to 6th, but I'll probably move to 5th after VTR takes his long lap penalty. And Finley, and I don't know what even happened to Finley at the start. He had a stinker. I'm sensing lag spikes. So Cammy looks like he's got this race well under control. He's just got to manage the gap, and he will be victorious. Through turn 1. So only 3 laps to go. Josh 1.5 seconds behind Cammy. Got a much better start this time. Much cleaner. We go through Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel. Probably looking to get a second podium after taking a sprint race win last week. DeVito, the top gas runner and the top KTM chassis runner, even though it is a gas, but it's actually, well, it is a KTM, so everyone knows. Who's the non-top Honda? Non-top Honda, we'll go with that. That's the safest way to say it. Goes into the Vale chicane. He's got Saya coming up behind him. So that was probably the reason why he's got a long lap penalty, because probably the course cut he had to do would probably just give him a load of warnings for no apparent reason. So if that's the case, I won't expect him to do the long lap, because he has a valid reason. So I hope if he can hear me, I hope he has heard that. So he doesn't go and do it if he knows he shouldn't do it. As we go into the 2 hairpins now, will VTR take the long lap penalty? He won't. So that means he'll have 2 laps to do it, if he feels like he has to do it. As we are always up for changing long lap penalties if the game has screwed people out of them. So going now into the final left-hander of the lap. VTR is now falling under pressure from Saya. Oh, Saya going right at the back of VTR through Woodcut. Can he go round the outside of VTR? Cops into turn 1. He forces VTR to take a tight line. They make contact and somehow they both stay on. And Saya is just about into 4th place as they go into Maggots through the right. And Saya is through, but VTR's just going to hold on. Trying to latch onto the back of Saya and try and get him back down the straight using the slipstream. But I think half a second's too big. Try to tuck in as much as possible. As Fadley has managed to find his way past Josh, but Josh was strong on the brakes last week in the races, and I think that might be a similar trait today, but Fadley's managed to get back in front as we now go into the Vale chicane. Finley's gone, but I don't blame him because of probably his woeful lag issues. Just lag spiking down the straight and losing a second. But Josh now back in, he's going to be in the slipstream of his teammate. Can he go round the outside at Abbey? No, we can't. As we now go into farm, surely the next possible place will be this first hairpin of village. He's gonna go round the outside, and he's got the move done. Wow. You know, expecting the inside, like he usually go on the outside. That shooter set up the inside of the next turn, but Josh decided not to go with that. He's going to go against the normal way of doing things, and just do it round the outside and take the second place. As Cammy now leads by near enough 2.5 seconds. In fact, they're getting very close there in the braking zone. Josh holding on tight to that second place. So we start the final lap. Who's going to win out of these two leopards? Going into Maggot. Ooh. And now Beckett. Bradley's got more open lines, so he can take a lot more corner speed compared to Josh. And that's going to give him the better rub. He's gone on the curb. As we now go down the straight. Oh, Josh is now on the curb. And Fadley is through into second place, but Josh is back in the slipstream. And that's going to help him to catch him back up. And he's going to take the outside line again. He's on the grass. He's wide. Fadley's going to hold the inside. He's going to retake second place. So go into the braking zone and the chicane. And he holds position. Going now down the international straight. Through Abbey. And farm, and now into village. If Josh isn't close enough, he's going to go. He's closing the gap. He can't get through, but can he make the move into the loop? Here he goes up the inside. And he's made the move on Fadley. Fadley's moved out of the way, and Josh is now into second place. Down the straight, Fadley's back in the slipstream. He's going to pull to the left. He's going to go. He's already through on Josh, but Josh on the. Here we go on the brakes. Josh sends it on the brakes up the inside of Fadley, and he's back in front. And we go into the final right turn. I don't think Fadley could do a Lorenzo or an Alex Lowe's. And it's going to be Cammy who's going to cross the line to win the race. Who's going to get second? There's contact between the two leopards. And it's just Josh. Take second. Fadley's third. Sayers fourth. VTR fifth. Wow, wow, wow. I don't know why it's taking forever to end the session.
The stars of this thrilling race.
Right, so we have it. Cammy wins, Josh second, Fadley third, Sayer fourth, VTR fifth, Matty sixth, and Howling in seventh.
Of the Moto 3 race results.
Right, so Cammy never does interviews, but we'll go with choice. I think maybe together, Fadley and Josh there, because that was a great battle for the second place. Christ on a Christ. So, Josh and Fadley, what a battle for second place that was. Just talk us through it.
Yeah, Josh, I think you have something to say. Yep. Yeah. Me, I'm glad to get my first podium with Moto 3 and great battle with Josh also. Yeah. That's all.
There we go, a lot of detail there. I was expecting all this kind of, oh, it was staying close, but no, it was good. Sweet. But yeah, that's been it for Moto 3 today. We'll be back with the qualifying for Division 2 and 1 tomorrow. And yeah, see you then. Goodbye.